And what a great story Jennifer Capriati is. They're almost on centre court. That's where we'll be going when we return in the National Tennis Centre for quarter-final day at the Australian Open. And a very good morning to Liz Smiley, Pam Shriver and Gary Wilkinson.
The long road back for Jennifer Capriati, and has she arrived? This is going to be a tough one against Sugiyama.
Tell you what, this is a big story back home in the U.S. because Jennifer Capriati has well documented all her problems through the last 5-6 years, and for her to be in the quarterfinals of a major is really nice. People like that kind of comeback story, and she's playing really good tennis, Liz.
Well, the way she finished her match against Patty Schneiders, winning 6-1 in the third, was just fantastic play, and she can continue that in this match today. She's got just as good a chance.
Jennifer, she was the sensation of the early 90s with quarter-final or semi-final results in all of the Grand Slams, winner of 6 titles, including the 92 Barcelona Olympic gold medal. Somewhere in all that, she lost the plot, but boy, she looks like she's got it back now. She won the title in Strasbourg and in Quebec last year and was in the 16s of both the French and the US Opens, and here she is in the quarter-finals of the 2000 Australian Open.
It's interesting, these two practice together all the time back in the States at Saddlebrook, one of the big academies in Florida, and Ai Sugiyama will be very familiar with Capriati's game and vice versa. She won the '98 Gold Coast tournament and 2 times the Japan Open winner.
Low, 15.
Heavy strapping is there again on the thigh of Sugiyama. What's the story there, Liz?
I asked Sugiyama that just a couple of days ago, and she said it's fine, it's just a precaution. She did in a doubles match, actually, about 3 days ago. Played with it strapped like that when she beat Mary Pierce in the previous round. She said it doesn't really inhibit her movement that much, but I'm sure I didn't want to give too much away either.
She's playing great doubles, Sugiyama, winning Sydney. And also in the quarterfinals here with her partner Julie Allard de Cougis, who of course has the big match tonight on the women's side, facing Davenport.
Thanks. First serve.
I spoke to Harold Solomon, Jennifer Capriati's coach, before this match, and they know that the forehand side of Sugiyama is the side to work on, and that was the side the other day that gave her problems in trying to close out the match against Mary Pierce, the number 4 seed. Sugiyama had to serve for it a couple of times before she closed it out.
Juice.
Speaking of the man, there he is, Harold Solomon.
He's been working with Jennifer since about February of last year, just before Lipton.
Advantage, Sugiyama.
Early chance for a break for Sugiyama.
Excellent point from Jennifer Capriati. Playing aggressively, big approach on the forehand. A lot of confidence with the overhead.
It's only her 3rd overhead winner for the whole tournament. Looking at the stats before this match, she'd only hit 2.
Advantage, Capriati.
Oh.
Capriati means business.
I remember when she started to play Capriati at 13 years, 11 months, Virginia Slims of Florida, and she had unbelievable power. I've never seen a young player with so much power. And obviously she still possesses that power. She's just had problems in the comeback controlling the power up until 1999, and of course this year at the Australian Open having a great run.
It's Ai Sugiyama's coach, Junichi Murayama. Not that I probably said that very well.
Better you than me.
15-30. Fourteen.
Well, there's the first break, and that power that Pam Shriver talked about from Capriati was evident there.
And we're seeing a matchup problem for Sugiyama early, and that's the second serve that she only made one first serve in the whole first game. And the second serve was demolished by Capriati every single time in that opening game, 0 for 4. Really one of the nice players on the tour, always very friendly, ready for a chat, speaks very good English.
Net. First serve.
Unlike the previous Japanese #1, Kamiko Date. Because Date spoke so little English, I think nobody really knew her. And sort of had a reputation of being very standoffish, but Ai Sugiyama just the opposite.
Well, she's had plenty of practice with her English here in Australia in presentations, because she's been in the finals of so many tournaments, twice in the finals. The Gold Coast won the title in '98, won the doubles there, won the doubles twice in Sydney.
Boy, she had somebody courtside the other day. It was a big Ai Sugiyama fan. He went nuts after that win.
Head-to-head, the matchups between Capriati and Sugiyama. Sugiyama leads at 2-1, although they didn't play at all last year. The last meeting was in San Diego in '98. The last two meetings, Sugiyama has won them both.
Yeah, it's funny because a year and a half ago, Capriati really was just at the beginning of trying to make the comeback.
Game, Capriati.
3 games to love. Capriati with the early break over Sugiyama. There's a bit of a problem here with Jennifer Capriati. I noticed that she was wincing and holding her lower abdomen as she walked back to the chair on this change of ends. Now, I see Donna Butler from the WTA is on court talking to the umpire.
See how humid it is.
Yeah. It is very humid in here. The wrist closed. There's the tournament referee, Peter Bellinger. Let's have a look at this replay. This is after the sit-down. Capriati's already got some tape, which she's removing, having already...
Ladies and gentlemen, the trainer is
Yes,
now
having already asked for the trainer to come to courtside, which she now has.
Jennifer Capriati's played a lot of tennis. She was here until reasonably late yesterday afternoon. Her and Jelena Dokic had a doubles match that they lost 12-10, I think, in the second set tiebreak.
So maybe it's some abdominal strain, muscle tear. Let's hope not.
That's Carol.
Sorry, go ahead.
Carol Doherty, who was out there looking after Jennifer, and obviously because it's in a pretty sensitive area, they will take cover away from everybody's eyes and our cameras.
So Sugiyama impassive. Last thing she needs to do is to worry about Capriati's injury. Harold Solomon, who obviously knew beforehand that there was some problem, and Jennifer's mother, both looking on with concern. Okay, Jennifer Capriati's off the court for some court. That doesn't look like concern. She's not worried at all. We'll be back after this. A timeout for treatment for what appears to be an abdominal strain. Let's hope that it's not a muscle tear.
Really great story here. Jennifer Capriati and her mom Denise are playing host to a group of kids from an organization called Canteen that helps kids with cancer cope a little bit better, give them some support. And Liz, it's really been a neat thing.
Oh, it's fantastic. Jennifer, actually, it was completely driven by her. She read it somewhere in the paper and she said to him, hey, Mum, let's call them up, see if they want to come out to the tennis. And that's Ruth on the far right. She's a coordinator. And you've got Andrea, Allison and Darren all having front row seats at Rod Laver Arena.
They were here yesterday as well, and obviously seeing Jennifer leave the court with this little injury breaks coming out back on the court now as Sugiyama's getting ready to start again. But what a great way to improve their frame of mind when they battle something a lot more than a tennis match.
The retaping is complete and reinforced. And it's Sugiyama. Love 3.
That was a tough break. I mean, that was like a 7-minute break for Sugiyama. I thought she should have actually been up from her chair a little bit earlier. And sometimes they'll actually let you take some old balls and just hit a few serves.
I just asking the question of the umpire. She thought the ball was deep on the baseline.
Sandra Dejenkin from France.
We often see Jennifer Capriati with streaks of play, both with terrific play and also can deteriorate. The other day against Schneider, so both sides. And what Capriati's trying to do is really put together those 2 solid sets in a row without the unforced errors coming in bunches for 4 or 5 games in a row.
Capriati.
Well, the run of games continues for Capriati, despite this injury that she's obviously carrying. Junichi Maruyama, coach of Sugiyama, doesn't appear too concerned.
Low, 15.
Trading ground strokes here. Sugiyama finding the line.
Low, 30. Next, first serve.
Our diagnosis just being confirmed about an abdominal strain for Capriati. So where is this going to inhibit her, if at all?
Serve.
Overhead. Anything that makes you stretch.
She had a long doubles match yesterday, Capriati, with Jelena Dokic.
I mentioned that earlier. It was 12-10 in the second set tiebreak. They ended up losing. I think Jennifer was actually a little bit surprised she was first on today. I was having a little conversation with her mother, Denise, and Jennifer kind of said, oh, gee, you know, it would have been nice to play second, maybe.
No real choice, though, with Kafelnikov playing the late night match last night, and he's next up doubles. He couldn't play first.
40.
That's what happens when you play singles and doubles at a major and you're in both late. You definitely get pinched on the schedule. Saw Leighton Hewitt with some problems, having to pull out of the mixed.
We're all partner Martin Navratilova and have a bit of an idea about what that's like.
5-love for Capriati. No, we have this curious scoreline here of 5-love Capriati, whilst at the same time she's the one that's had an injury timeout, and Carol Doherty, the WTA trainer, returned to the court briefly for another consultation on that changeover. And Capriati popped a couple of painkillers.
She took a couple of anti-inflammatories, which usually take about 20 minutes.
15 low.
Of course, an abdominal muscle, Liz, can really be a pain to get rid of. I mean, this
Sure
could
can.
be around for the rest of the tournament for sure.
And something that the more you play on it, the worse it can get.
So I suppose it's a good idea to play well, get off to a good start, and keep the momentum rolling and get out of here and into the training room and put some ice on it. I find sometimes with injuries, and you see Sugiyama with her leg, I found I played some of my best matches when I had a bit of an injury. I just found the level of concentration and focus, like I wouldn't mess around. I just knew I had to just get about the business, and I don't know.
Get the job done.
Yeah.
Next.
Now, if the injury was like a broken leg, that was another story.
Double fault sets up 2 set points for Capriati.
It's her third of the match, and Sugiyama had 24 coming into this match and doesn't have a lot of room for error with that second serve. I expect Ai Sugiyama to be more competitive in the second set. This is the first time she's ever played a quarterfinal at a major, and the other day when she beat Mary Pierce, it was like the reaction of winning a tournament.
Too good, too heavy. Capriati, first set by 6 games to love. Sugiyama with a lot to think about. 6-love the first set to Jennifer Capriati, and whatever the injury problem is, it certainly didn't affect her forehand.
Well, I'll tell you what, Capriati played a really good set, very clean, very few unforced errors. Her ground strokes were working, especially the inside-out forehand. That one, she attacked the second serve of Sugiyama. Sugiyama only winning 1 of 9 points when she hit her second serve in. And it was obviously 6-love. It's all Capriati right now, but I really think the second set will get competitive, and we'll see if Capriati can maintain this form.
There's that same forehand from Jennifer Capriati, the inside-out forehand that goes to Sugiyama's backhand. There's hit a lot of winners to that side so far in this match. Sugiyama doing something different, or trying to do something different, coming to the net. We'll see how that progresses as this match goes on.
I've played Jennifer Capriati a couple of times in singles, and of course I was coming to the net, and just because of the same reason Sugiyama had trouble controlling that forehand volley, the passing shots and everything is just hit so hard. And it's awfully difficult as the volleyer to control the volley. It's a hard, flat, heavy ball. There's a big point coming up right here.
30-40.
She's just pressing, isn't she, Liz? Sugiyama.
Well, Capriati is hitting so well off the ground with such depth and force that it's hard for Sugiyama to try and do something different.
When they practice in Florida, they do play a lot of practice sets, and I'm sure most of them are very competitive. Not this first one out here.
Advantage, Capriati.
I think experience has got to come into this a little bit too. I mean, Jennifer Capriati has been in this situation before. Ai Sugiyama has never.
Even though it's been 7 years.
Deuce.
See, now that is taking a risk that's not there. Sugiyama's shot was deep enough, high enough, it was above Capriati's shoulders, and she just tried to hit an outright winner up the line. That was not a high percentage.
Deuce.
Let's see what Ai thinks about that last forehand.
Advantage, Capriati.
First ace.
168 Ks right down the middle from Capriati.
What is that noise?
I don't know.
Capriati.
I think it might be the, is it the
Please,
cameras?
ladies and gentlemen, no flash, thank you.
Yeah.
A flash photography, somebody in the stands in the first couple of rows.
Yeah, that's a lot worse than a cellular. They're of course, those photographers the players are used to, although with the roof closed, you can hear them a lot more.
Next, first serve.
Well, that was game point again for Capriati, but if she didn't hit an out ball on this northern
Advantage
baseline in the middle of that
Capriati.
rally, I'll walk to Burke.
Yeah, it looked really, I tell you, Capriati's having tremendous depth on her shots.
Well, she had a couple of chances there, Sugiyama, just as she had in the opening game of the first set, but unable to pull it off. Capriati, 7 straight games to her now.
First game, second set.
We have a quick look at the stats. 44% of first serves in for Ai Sugiyama. Not a great number, and when she gets the first serve in, she only wins 43% of the time. Double faults equal the forehand winners from Capriati. We talked about those, most of them going out to the backhand side of Sugiyama. Points won at net 3-1 favour Capriati, and the unforced error count higher for Sugiyama.
Boy, that was a big chance for Sugiyama to start off the second set on such a positive note. She's 0 for 3 on breakpoint opportunities. Certainly puts more value on this service game. And that 44% first serve in is dropping at the start of this game.
And that's what happens to the second serve. Capriati way inside the baseline.
Low.
Just has a really good hit. We've already talked about how heavy that ground stroke is.
1 of 10 now when she gets in the second serve.
15-0.
Sugiyama is just really out of sorts. And, you know, it could be the pressure of a quarterfinal. It could be playing against somebody she's so familiar with and knows so well, and Jennifer Capriati. It's really hard to tell.
Must be a bit of a psych out too, playing somebody you know that's got an injury and yet they're playing so well and nothing you're doing is coming off.
Well, and you got your legs strapped up a lot, and a lot of tennis going on, singles and doubles still for Sugiyama.
Capriati again, 2 games to love in the second set.
Ooh, that was close. I'll tell you what, it's getting pretty close to panic time for Sugiyama, because Capriati is not letting up like she did in other matches with a string of unforced errors.
Do you think Jennifer Capriati is going to be thinking, well, gee, I'm up 6-love, 2-love, what am I doing that's, you know, so good, and start to think about that a little bit?
Well, that's always the danger, but I don't know. She certainly looks like she's heading for the finish line.
She certainly did that great in her match against Schneider the other day, Capriati.
30,
Winning 6-1 in the third set.
Yeah, she held
Schneider
serve.
had beaten Maresmo, excuse me.
No, it's my bad. Yours. What I wanted to point out about that match against Schneider was the look that Capriati had in her eyes in the third game of the third set. When she held serve after being down 3 break points, she just had this look of utter determination, and she held that throughout the end of that match and through this match. In fact, 5 straight games against Schneider plus another 8 here. That's 13 straight games I'll be quiet for a while.
40-30.
A rare miss on the forehand for Capriati.
Game, Capriati.
Well, he is playing tough. 6-love, 3-love. It's another abnormally cool and cloudy day with fine to showers here in Melbourne. But the roof is closed on the Rod Laver Arena, and we're underway in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. Well, Ai Sugiyama is not underway. But Jennifer Capriati is steamrolling along. 6-love, 3-love.
Thank you. Low, 15.
Look up at her coach, shake of her head. She is just totally out of sorts. Sugiyama has only hit one winner in the match, 18 unforced errors, and she needs to get on track in this game or else her quarterfinal will be a total nightmare.
Net.
It's already a nightmare up till now.
I've never seen Ai Sugiyama miss-hit so many balls, Pam. Normally such a clean hitter of the ball. Don't know, the fact that the roof is closed, conditions are a little bit different.
Well, this is the first time in the tournament that Sugiyama's been on this court.
More than a match for Sugiyama in every department in that exchange.
Good court coverage from Sugiyama to get the previous one to that. But it was a good volley by Capriati. She knew all she had to do was make it, had the whole court.
Net. Serve.
Capriati, a nifty little 5 for 5. Net points won. Good old Bud Collins, writes for the Boston Globe, works for NBC TV. He's one of the great tennis historians, member of the International Tennis Hall of Fame.
Rare game point on serve for Sugiyama.
Oh, what can I do to win a game? That's what that said. Sugiyama is looking at her 99 record, and she had one match last year where she lost to Steffi Graf, 6-love, 6-1. But other than that, she's pretty much competitive in every match.
This brings up yet another break point for Jennifer Capriati, and when she gets them, she rarely fails to convert.
His forehand just clips the tape on the way through. It's been an effective shot for her so far in this match.
The nightmare continues for Sugiyama. It's 6-love, 4-love, Capriati.
Sugiyama also has a win over Agassi's girlfriend of the moment, Steffi Graf.
Low. Low.
This is absolutely crushing right now for Ai Sugiyama.
Great second serve from Capriati. We had a great camera shot of it there, right in the corner, going away. So you can afford to go for second serves like that at a set and 4-love.
Really working hard here, trying to do something different. The approach shot forces the error from Capriati, but still game point.
Deuce.
So I think a third double fault. Fourth.
The shots, I think, the overheads, it's just so much easier when the roof is closed. You have that set ceiling and you can just lay into them. Capriati's certainly enjoying this one. I mean, from that end, if the sun's out and the roof's open, from that end, the overheads are total pain.
Deuce.
Not that Sugiyama hasn't gotten to deuce a lot of times. She's had several games with game points. It's just at this stage, it's been Capriati closing it out.
Advantage, Capriati. Deuce.
Each player with 5 double faults. That was a tentative play, I thought, from Capriati. That second shot after the serve.
Yeah, she didn't seem like she got up to it at all, just ended up slicing it.
Chance for Sugiyama. From the scoreboard, Sugiyama, she breaks Capriati's serve after a long, long struggle. It's 6-love 4-1 though for Capriati. Look at the smile. Gets a game, gets the applause of the crowd and the sort of reaction you'd expect from her. She'd have been feeling a bit mortified up until now.
Capriati better be careful this game, because we mentioned how the streaks of Capriati's game has gone. And she can definitely go into an area here where she's getting a little tight, getting possibly to her first semifinal of a major in 9 years. She wants to focus here.
The forehand certainly wasn't hit with a lot of conviction. First serve from Sugiyama, though. It's at 50% right now.
And on those second serves, she's gotten first serves in both the first 2 points here, 1 of 15 when she fails with the first.
Capriati can't believe that she didn't get an out call on this baseline.
I didn't.
Been a couple on this baseline that, in my view, were fairly out. I reckon that was one of them.
Jennifer's still shaking her head. That's a way to react to a point after what you think is a bad call.
40,
Bit
50.
too much court for Sugiyama to cover here. This forehand was hit with a tremendous amount of force.
Forty, 30.
What is that noise?
Yep.
Sounds like a dentist's drill.
It's come from behind there. Game, Sugiyama.
It just goes to show you that Jennifer Capriati is a little bit tight here. I mean, she is a set and 4-2 up, but she's worrying about a noise. You would think it'd be round the other way.
Yes, but with typical Japanese stoicism, Sugiyama just ignored it completely.
Tennis, a 4-love lead in a set is nowhere near as secure in men's tennis because you don't have the huge serves that can boom down and hold serve most of the way, although we saw Magnus Norman the other day up 5-1 lose the lead. But for Jennifer Capriati, the 4-love, now 4-2, this game suddenly becomes so important. She's jumped out to a 30-love lead here, but I hope Sugiyama realizes that she's gotten herself in this match the last 2 games. But I don't think she does. She actually almost looks like, well, I'm glad I got on the scoreboard, and she's not putting much resistance up in this game. And if she could have broken Capriati here, well, back on serve.
40-50.
Oh. That is so much power.
Capriati's in control at 5 games to 2 and 1 set to love. Continuing to generate enormous power on this forehand.
She's off the ground here. She just swings as hard as she can, right on the line. I am surprised Ai Sugiyama got to that. She tries to close the gap, but that's like almost a power of an overhead, that next forehand.
So Sugiyama serving now at 2-5, second set. I'm just going to pull something out of the hat to stay in the match.
Low, 15. $15 all. 15-13.
Big crowd, capacity crowd, just silently willing Sugiyama.
Get that off her back foot. That's what the power of Capriati will do. Sugiyama is most comfortable standing right up on the baseline.
Match point.
Juice. Advantage, Capriati.
Second time, match point.
Game, 7 match, Capriati.
An error, another one from Sugiyama ends the nightmare for her and Capriati. What a result this is for her. Through to the semi-finals of the Grand Slam Championship for the first time in 9 years. And she is pleased about this and getting a tremendous reception from the crowd here. They know the import of this victory.
How happy are her friends from Canteen to see their friend win this match. I think Lindsay Davenport will actually like this result too. They grew up together in the juniors in the U.S.
Look at that response from Andrea, Allison and Darren.
It's made their day.
Capriati just continued on her form from her third set match win over Patty Schneider. Just too strong in all areas for Sugiyama today.
I shouldn't discount Julie Allard-Decougy, who of course plays Davenport tonight, and Decougy's had some big wins in her career. Davenport will go in as the heavy favorite.
Fans clamoring for an autograph from Jennifer Capriati.
Bud Collins.
Yeah, look at the gear. He's incredible, isn't he? He's a colourful man.
Denise Capriati giving Bud maybe as colorful a quote as his shirt, but I doubt it.
So despite some injury concerns early in the match, Jennifer Capriati, a powerhouse performance against Ai Sugiyama of Japan. All Capriati's way.
Tack on the 5 games from the other day. That's just an incredible performance.
Well, there's all the way down the bottom of the draw. Davenport plays Decougy's, as Pam has mentioned. That's the semi-final matchup up the top. You've got Hingis, who plays Sanchez Vicario, and Luhotsova, who beat Serena Williams yesterday, against Conchita Martinez, who was going through the draw very easily, won her match yesterday 6-1, 6-1 over the American Brandy.
Looking at these stats, the serve of Ai Sugiyama, numbers aren't good enough, and the one we don't show you, the second serve, she only won 3 of 19 points when she had to get in the second serve. A lot of double faults from both players, 11 forehand winners, points won in the net. It's good to see Capriati venturing to the net some, and for her to keep her unforced errors under 25 in a match, that is really good for Capriati.
Jennifer Capriati, one-time problem child, no problems with Ai Sugiyama. 6-love, 6-2, and Capriati's through to the semi-finals.